Money doesn't grow on trees, but if you sink them to the bottom of a pond, bass will. Today, we're headed out to private water fishing to learn more about the management process and to show you all how they grow trophy bass. And who knows, we might even catch a few while we're out there. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and let me know in the comments below what you would like to see next at one of their properties. What is going on, everybody? Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Today we are headed out to East Texas. I got a fun adventure for you guys. We are headed to another private water fishing location, and we're not camping today, but we will be fishing. But on top of that, we are going to be a part of their management process. And what I mean by that is we're going to be meeting up with the guys and helping them actually put structure on the property, on the lakes. It's fairly simple. These bass love structure. That's where they live, that's where they feed, that is where they thrive. So what private water fishing does is they add these structure piles into these lakes on top of the management process that they already do, and that is what helps them create these intensely amazing ponds that just thrive year long. So without further ado, guys, I'm on the road right now. I'm gonna stop talking because the roads are getting a little busy. We'll meet you guys out there. We'll start talking more about the whole situation, and hopefully we can have some fun today. So. No, sir. You get back. No. Get back. Come on, pup. All right, guys, just gonna give you a real quick update what's going on. We have officially made it onto the property. We've met with Cole from Private Water Fishing, and we've met with Eric, the actual property owner. And right now we got the tractor headed down there. We got a large pile of trees ready to go in the water. And that's basically what we're about to do. We got the boat in the water. We are gonna load up the trees with this tractor. We're gonna add cinder blocks and other types of material to help keep these things down on the bottom, but we'll go over all that here in just a bit when we actually get over there to the edge. So I'll bear with you guys here in just a second. All right, let me help you with some heavy work, I guess. The method we'll be using today is fairly simple. We trim the trunk of the trees, add a cinder block to the base, and secure it tightly with wire. Then we drive out to specific locations on the lake and dump the trees. Then it's just rinse and repeat.
We'll put stuff in front of stuff like that because I know what members will throw at that. Yeah. And so when they throw at that, they'll end up hitting these.
Makes sense. Make it easy for everyone.
Let's put one right on it, and then let's just see how far down it goes.
Okay. It's pretty shallow, not too shallow, but I'll drop it right where I'd want it, right there. See ya, buddy. You want to do about the same spot you said? I could see them. We're basically on them. I think that's going to be an awesome stack.
Six feet long, like 8 or 9 feet even, maybe.
Okay, past my body. So I heard you talk about that earlier. The more the better.
Yeah, really. Yeah, at some point, if you'll...
Okay, this is the tricky part. Not to mention, these things are sappy, man. I forget messing with Christmas trees.
Yeah, getting all the
sap all over, yeah.
Wire is, we'll get the wire, yeah.
Second set, and I'm pushing down a little bit. Ah. Oh man, get in the water. So working hands look like, guys. All right, guys, we've been dumping trees out here for probably the last hour and a half, but I want to kind of give purpose to why we're doing it. So I'm gonna let Cole kind of walk through the whole idea of what we're doing.
Hey guys, my name's Cole. So today we're out here at one of our properties. This lake, it's a really good lake. It's got great bass in it. However, it's pretty much a bowl. So lake didn't have a lot of cover in it. Has a decent forage population, but the forage population was getting hammered by these bass because they had no cover. So what we're doing today is we're adding brush piles to the lake. Today, what we're adding are Christmas trees. We also like to add eastern red cedar trees to our lake. They make fantastic brush piles. We also like artificial brush piles, like plastic ones. So we're gonna add these trees to the lake. They'll have cinder blocks attached to them so that they'll sink. These are gonna provide cover for the forage. The primary forage in this lake is bluegill. The bluegill will actually get in these trees. They'll help them hide from the bass. It's gonna help them reproduce. It'll help get the stress off of the fish from the bass. So basically it just gives them a spot that they can hide, chill, relax, make babies, feed, and then you know, basically help improve the lake. They provide targets for our anglers, and they provide places for bass to ambush forage like bluegill. So we like brush piles. We enjoy adding them. They help a lot, so that's what we're doing.
I heard some twine in the propeller. When we backed up earlier, I was like, that's making a funny noise. All right, guys, after 60 trees later, we've officially finished stocking the pond, and now it is time to fish it. We've been out here for the last, I would say, 2 to 3 hours, making sure that this place is nice and full of that vegetation. Cole's already actually left for the day. The owner, Eric, has gone back to his home, and there's actually 3 lakes on this property. I haven't mentioned that yet, but there's 3 lakes here, and all of them are stocked. Now, the one that we were working on this morning is going to be the front lake. There is another lake over here called the Long Lake, and then this lake right behind me called the Salt Lake. Now, I believe the one we're working on this morning is called the Blue Lake, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not too sure. I'll just write it down right here. But with that being said, guys, this lake right here is supposed to have a nice fishery. It's supposed to be ready, sustained, and good to go. So we're about to load up the boat, and as you can see, we got to complement boats here of private water fishing. Got the trolling motor, got the rods, got everything that we're gonna need. So we're gonna get out here, finish the rest of our day fishing on this pond, and hopefully we can catch some nice ones and have some fun with you guys. So let's get after it. I'll meet you guys out there in the water. Looks like there's gonna be a little bit of water. Oh my goodness. All I did was make this really hard for myself by putting this thing right here. So probably be smart to connect the battery before I got on the boat, but hey, we're just here for the fun. So that should do what we need it to do. And I'll put this right there. There we go, guys. All right, we're on the water. It's official. It's time to fish. So I'm not gonna play around. We only got 2 hours to grind, so we're gonna grind hard. I set up 3 rigs. One is a little jerk bait, one is a swim bait, and the final one is a chatterbait. 3 of my favorite setups to throw during this time of the year. Now, we can always change things up if needed, but just to give you guys a good idea of what we're using and why we're using it. That's what we're using, and why we're using it, I just like it. First thing I'm gonna throw around just for fun is this swim bait right here. This is a weedless swim bait, if I'm not mistaken. I say weedless because the hook's hidden, but you never really know how this stuff's gonna play out. You get it all the way up against that brush, come off that brush line, see if there's any bass out here in this area that want a nice juicy swim bait. Oh, absolutely hammered. Oh my goodness, hammered on the way out. First cast, first fish. Let's go, baby. First cast, first fish. Came off just like that, guys. Wow, I was not expecting us to get a fish that fast, especially coming off that edge right there. That is a good, healthy private water fishing fish right there. That's the one thing I'll say about private water fishing fish is during this time of the year, these cold fish, man, still want to bite here. That is awesome. Let's go ahead and get a real quick weight on it, see what's the biggest fish we get. We're gonna start with this one and we'll go up from here. Here we go. 2.3. That is a solid first fish right there. 2.3. I will take that, guys, for our first cast, first fish. There we go. Back in the water you go, buddy. Look how clear that water is, dude. You can easily see that fish probably 10 feet down. Oh my goodness. He hammered that thing. If you guys have never BFS fished, I definitely recommend you try it out sometimes. It's like it brings the kid out in me. It's just so easy to, like, look at that. The bending in the rod and the just effortless. Oh, that was a little bit of a bad cast, but there's a lot of effortlessly casting because of the fact that you use the rod to kind of slingshot you to where you want to be and need to be. Let's get a little bit closer. Some very Austin looking stuff right here. That's a fish. That's a fish. That's a fish. Let him fight. Let him fight. Look at this rod bend. It's a 6-pound line. Dude, that's a good fish. Let's see if I can get him up on this. I can't believe we just got this guy on this thing. Definitely no flipping with this. On the BFS, guys, that has got to be like a 4-pound bass right there that we just caught on 6-pound line. Look at that, hook comes right out of that thing. Dude, that is a stout fish, definitely female. Definitely could be eating a lot more, so she's probably upset that she just lost out on a meal. We're gonna get a real quick weight on this thing. I'm thinking about 3.5, definitely gonna be the biggest fish of the day, and we got it finesse fishing on that little crank, dude. That is insane to me right now. We just got this guy on a BFS. Let's see how big he is. 2.78. I was wrong with the 3, but we're definitely biggest fish of the day. I feel like this fish could easily be a lot bigger, but with the winter temperatures taking effect, feeding is probably slowing down, the fish are slowing down, and unfortunately she just missed out on a meal, but a nice healthy fish. We're gonna let her go. There she goes, back into the bottom. Just like I figured we'd find one, right over here, right where we would be rocking this crank in and out of these rocks, an area where the fish should naturally be coming over and feeding up on bait fish and just getting pushed over here because all of the wind is naturally pushing stuff over here. So those fish are smart. They know how to migrate with the water. Oh, that's a good one. That's an absolute stud. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that is a absolute swim bait eater right there, guys. Right what we're after. Get a look at that thing, man. Right here where the last one was, I was a little doubtful, but swimming this thing right along the bottom. Take a look at that fish. Beautiful fish. Absolutely annihilated that swim bait. Completely gone. Tail in the stomach. Whew, look how chunky that fish is, man. That is sick. I'm stoked right now. All right, let's get this unhooked so people don't yell at me about the hook being in there when I get a measurement. Oof, hold on, buddy. Let me get you out of there before you start munching on me. .26. So once again, biggest bass of the day in this corner. We found him. Seems to be a little stacked corner, so I might stay here the rest of the evening and just finish it out strong. There we go. Oh my goodness, that is cold, cold water. Oh, this is a good little grass edge. I want to fish with this spinner bait real quick. Oh my goodness. Dude, last second. Oh my goodness, was not expecting that to be a fish, but I think we found ourselves a little point where the wind's pushing these guys. Another nice one. I don't think this is going to be any bigger than the last one, but it's definitely probably in that 2 range. There we go, another nice one. I'd say it's about the same size as the first bass we caught, probably about 2-pounder. So I'm just gonna get him right back in. See ya, buddy. All right, we got one on the spinner right here, just screwing around. It's a good sign. I felt, you know, with the sun right here and this nice slope, we got a ton of grass right here. This is an easy place for fish to just naturally hug up and work on bait. You know, you push them, or they push them towards these shallow banks, and that's where they kind of have nowhere else to go. So once they get to these kind of pockets, you can really imitate some of these bait balls and bait fish, and that's what we're trying to do right now, and it worked out pretty well. Slow crank this thing, and the good thing about this spin reel is a 5-gear ratio, I believe. So this is what you want for these spinner baits: smooth, easy, just enough tension on the line to keep those blades rolling and to drive those fish in. Oh, right there at the end, I can see the fish still. I can see the fish. I can still see the fish. He just broke me off. Literally snapped my knot. I saw the fish up until the very, very last second. I could see him. That's a good sign. I'm gonna stop using that spin rod though, because that was a 15-pound line. That fish just snapped off. That's really upsetting. Not only, I hate anytime I lose a lure. I've talked about this multiple times, but anytime I lose a lure, not only do I lose a lure, but now that fish has a new piercing, and it's just nothing I like about that. Well, let's see if my spinner bait's right here. Nope. So that means that guy just came up and annihilated it. Kind of sat here in that brush line, shocked that he got hammered like that. Now I see why they're coming up here. There's tons of just vegetation. It just drops off right there. It is a beautiful fishing spot. That is ideal for fishing. Another point right there in the water, so I just want to get out from that point, fish real quick, especially with this sunset coming in. All right, nothing in the trees. We're gonna go check out the last little prime spot, in my opinion, which is back towards the boat ramp. Man, this is absolutely beautiful, guys. I haven't had much luck in this back corner, but I'll tell you what, it's definitely an area, if you want a sight to see, come back here. You can watch this amazing sunset. Like tie-dye skies all around me, man. The water is a complete glass slick, as you can see. Beautiful reflection everywhere around me. It's just like an orange fireball, man. This is absolutely breathtaking. But I'm making my way back towards the front of the pond so we can kind of fish near the boat ramp. Maybe we can get some more fish there. That's where I got that first one on the first cast. Lost that last one over here on the spinnerbait, so it's a little upsetting, but I do know that the fish will bite the spinnerbait. It's 2 that we got in the last few minutes. So we're gonna grind it out with that bluegill pattern, because unfortunately that's the only one I have left, and maybe we can get something going fishing these slope lines over here. So I'm gonna pull up to the first slope, then we'll work our way down to the boat ramp, and maybe we'll get something going. If not, man, this has just been amazing afternoon either way. I think we got 4 fish, lost the 5th. So, I mean, that plus just all the knowledge that we've gained today, it's just been amazing. So let's go ahead and get back to fishing. All right. Whew. That would be a classic move, just to fall right at the end. All right, guys, that is going to be it for today. Unfortunately, the sun has beat us off the water, but we had a blast out here. Not only did we help, manage the property, but we also caught some pretty nice fish in the hour and a half that we had out here. 5 fish potentially. I lost that one, I know. In an hour and a half is a fun time. And on top of that, everything that we learned today and everything that we helped the private water fishing team do, not only to help me educate, but to help the ponds and the future bass. It's just something that I enjoy so much. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, hopefully learned a little bit about that whole process, and we'll catch you guys in our next adventure. Thanks again for watching. Peace.